Hi, I don't have Pro 2017 on this computer. It's on my laptop. But the way you send views to layout hasn't changed between Pro 2016 and Pro 2017. I've got a plan open here, and I've got a layout file open here. I didn't pay much attention to the size because this tutorial is not about sizing and printing and so forth. So let's create an elevation of this structure. It's for another client. And I don't remember if this has terrain in it or not. Oh, this one doesn't. Okay, that's fine. This will serve for the purpose. So say I wanted to send this elevation to layout. Well, first of all, I'd probably turn windows and door labels on so that they show. Window labels, see they're off, and we'll go to roofs, labels, whoops, yeah, roof labels, and we'll go to the D's for door labels so that they're on in this view here. I'll let that update. Hadn't updated yet. By the way, I didn't create this model. I'm not responsible for how it looks. It was created by a client of mine. Well, why aren't the labels showing? Let me check over here. I thought I just did that. It should be one. Oh, I don't know what I did, but didn't get done. I could tell because the labels didn't appear. There's door labels, but I don't see any on the garage door. And then roof. Now, sometimes with roof planes, you have to actually click on the roof plane, open it, and go to the label tab, and huh, this isn't exactly what I expected. Why are these not showing? Well, okay, that's kind of annoying. I'm sorry. Let me check the display options again. One more time. Yeah, that's on. Windows labels. It's just not working. Which sometimes happens, not very often. There should be door label. No, they're all checked on. They're not showing. And this is what? Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm going to send this to, you notice I'm in a vector view camera. Let me change to another camera type. I'll go here to rendering techniques and we'll go to standard. And if you send this to layout, file, send to layout, because I'm using a render camera, it can go as an image. It can't go as anything else but an image right here, see? Current screen as image. That's because of the camera type that I have. If I change it to vector view and then go file, send to layout, I get a different dialog. That's what one of the other posters was talking about. Of course, we get handled scaling here, and these are not part of the tutorial, but since we're in a vector view camera, it'll go to layout as a vector view image. We'll move that up. I'm going to do that same one, change the rendering techniques to this, and then send to layout. And I can only send it as an image because that's what this kind of camera creates. See, and there's the image. The thing about the image is it's not scaled. This is scaled. This is not scaled, and you can't edit this. It's just an image file. You can resize it with the corner handles and so forth, but you can't really scale it like you can these views. Let me delete that, and I'll delete this. And we'll go back and change this back to a vector view camera and send it to layout. As part of its dialog, from a vector view camera, you can send it at a scale. See, I sent it at 1/4" scale. I could change that and make it 1/8" scale in this dialog, and it'll come on the paper at 1/8" scale because see, half as large. If you use any other camera types, like we'll go over here and Glasshouse. Well, Glasshouse is basically just an image, and it won't go to the layout scales. So we'll send that to. It'll come in about the same. Yeah, it's about the same size as the image, and it's not scaled for the paper, so it's not very useful. It's there as a choice, but it's not. Like I say, it's not for construction documents. It's not very useful. Now we'll go over here to rendering techniques again and change it to technical illustration. Well, this is an image file type also. If we send that to layout, it's an image. And we send it as a, I'll click the, watercolor. That's an image. It's not going to, you're not going to be able to send it to scale. Okay, so for construction documents, I mainly use vector view because it's something I can work with and control and scale. So I hope that clarifies what's going on here. Like if I do an overview, we'll go back and just create an overview of this. And it's the same thing here. I can send it to a layout. If I send it in this camera mode, it's just as an image because that's a render view. Let's change the type to vector, and now I can send it as a vector view drawing. I don't think overviews can scale, but some of them can. And we'll send a layout and see what the scaling is grayed out. And it'll go there as a vector view image, but not scaled. So I'm not going to send it. Let's try another camera. I guess that's it in Pro. You have some other choices in Cheap Architect Premiere, but in Pro it's quite a bit simpler. And so the scale views, let me show you this. We'll do an overview, and I'm going to go over here to 3D and view direction and select top view. There's a top view of that. I sometimes use these for roof plans. Of course, this is so simple you probably wouldn't need to, but we'll change this one to a vector view camera. You always have a choice, and the software just does what you tell it to do. It doesn't do anything else other than, so if you don't know what to do, then sometimes you don't get what you want. Yeah, overview cameras can't be scaled, but you can send them as a vector view or as, let me cancel out of that. You got standard vector view, Glasshouse, technical illustration, and watercolor. In Pro 2016, they may have added a couple of camera types in 17. I don't know. I'd have to look. But relative to sending things to layout, now let's take a look at a cross section. It's a slightly different consideration. We'll use the backflip cross section, and that camera just shows where you left click to where you release the mouse, and that's all the part of the model you see. These are useful for wall typicals and cross-section views. Like you can use other two-dimensional tools, like this insulation to add insulation. There's some insulation. Here's some insulation here. I'm going to see if I can't tilt it to match the roof. Yeah, I did. And then we'll resize it inside the where the insulation would go if this is like that. So you can detail out, detail out your drawings if you want to. and so forth. And then these can be sent after they're detailed. You can send those to layout. And with a vector view camera, you can send it at a scale with black and white lines like that. Okay? So that's what's true about sending views to layout, and what's important about camera views, which camera you use and why, depends on the outcome that you want to have and whether it's scaled or not scaled. Okay, thanks for watching.